All right, folks, here we are. This is Bonafide Mike here on YouTube with episode 12 of Just Two People Talking. But this one is going to be a special Halloween edition because today we're going to be speaking to the one and only Jessica the Nun. Now, if you know who this is, then you know. If you don't know, then you're about to find out. So let's dive right into this right away. So, first of all, thank you for doing this, for taking some of your time out to speak to us about yourself, about horror, and about all things nun. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, Michael.
You're welcome. So let's kick it off with let's go back to the beginning. How did you develop an interest in horror? Was it a movie you saw? Was it a TV show? A picture? Like
Yeah.
what piqued your interest in the horror genre?
Well, don't judge my parents, but when I was about 6 years old, I saw The Exorcist for the first time. And it was a scary, scary movie. Like, it really, but the intensity of it, I guess, is kind of like addicting because I thought it was so cool. So every year after that, I wanted to dress up Halloween, dress up scary. And I've been doing Halloween for years, even as an adult. I continued, and I pretty much just waited for that one day of the year to dress up. So that's basically how it started. And I even did it with my kids. They know all the scary movies, the Freddy Kruegers, the Jasons, because they grew up watching that stuff. So that's pretty much how I got interested in that.
That's great. Well, let me ask you this then. So, why the nun though? Why that character? How did you decide to pick that as like your brand or the character that you wanted to cosplay with?
Well, last year they happened to have a Halloween costume contest in June, and so I had already watched a lot of the Conjuring universe, the series, and I really liked the Nun. It was a really scary movie, so I thought, well, how could I include a scary nun but a sexy costume, because I was going to a nightclub. And so I did like a sexy costume
Oh wow.
and the scary face, because a lot of women, no judgment, and a lot of men too. It's like that one time of the year where they get to dress up as anything, and it's usually something sexy. But I wanted to combine sexy with scary, so I ended up doing the nun, and I ended up winning $150 that night.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had my son, my daughter was there with me, and it was just such a blast.
So was that your first appearance as the nun, or what was your first appearance when you decided to dress up with the makeup and the outfit? Would it have been that time?
Well, I did. That was my first, but it was a sexy nun. So then the following that October of last year, I got invited to a Comic-Con,
Mm.
and I said, okay, well, Comic-Con, that's more, Henry B. Gonzalez. I felt like it was going to be more family oriented, more kids. So I said, well, I'm not going to do the sexy nun. So I ordered my whole costume, and I ended up going as the nun, the Valak. Tried looking like Valak, the nun, from
It
the
sure
Conjuring
does.
series. Yeah, and I ended up going, and the friend that invited me, he was like, "Oh, they're gonna want your picture. Just get ready, because they're gonna want your picture." I'd never been to a Comic-Con,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and I said, "Okay, no big deal." By the time I left that day, it was like over 300 pictures that I took. People just wanted pictures and pictures and pictures. And I thought it was so neat. It was like, wow, everybody. And I was the only nun. There was several Jasons, several Terrifiers, several of everything, but I was the only nun. So I thought that was really neat. And then after that, it just kind of stuck.
So now when you started doing that, a friend of mine wanted me to ask you, how long does it take to do your makeup and just to get transformed as the nun from start to finish?
From start to finish, it used to take me 2 hours.
Oh wow.
Because I was brand new at it, and at that Comic-Con, looking back at that Comic-Con, everybody loved my makeup. When I look at it now, it's like, oh gosh, because I feel like I've improved. So because I also invested in better makeup. I didn't use like the store Halloween. I invested in better makeup. So, but back then, yeah, it used to take me like 2 hours from beginning to end, and now it takes me maybe a little bit over an hour to get ready to be full dressed and ready to go.
Oh, I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
So what kind of reactions do you get from people when they first see you? Like, I know those two girls that were there
Yeah.
when you drove up. I heard them talking. They go, "Oh God, there's the nun." They
Yeah.
actually knew who you were, but they didn't. I thought, oh, they're gonna ask you for a picture,
Yeah.
but they didn't. They left, but they saw you just as a glance driving by, and so they saw that.
Excuse me. Just driving over here, I was at the light, and I turned, and the guy happened to turn and look at me, and he says, "What the," you know? And then he was like, and then he's driving next to me, and he's like this, like, oh, just shocked and amazed. So I get all kinds of different reactions, but most of it is really positive. Most of it, once people get their fear factor off, then it's like, okay, I need a picture with her. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure. So I know I saw that one picture that you had with Bonnie Aarons, where she's kind of like going like this, and you're kind of doing this. So what was that like to meet her? That like the actual nun?
Oh gosh, that was the most amazing experience I'd ever had, honestly, because for the actual nun to see me in costume and just praise me and tell me what a good job I did, and then she wanted a picture of me as well, on her cell phone. So
Oh wow.
she signed all the things. She's a sweetheart. She really is. And she was doing that pose with everybody when she was taking pictures. So when it was my turn, I said, "Could I do that to you? Could I try to?" And she said, "Oh yeah." She goes, "I'll even act scared." And so she did, and it's the most amazing picture that I have of her, of us.
That I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, because she's going making that face like, ugh.
Yeah.
So at what point do you think you realized, like, wow, this is really taking off? This nun brand or character that I decided to do is just really taken off. Like it's really like bloomed. It just took off.
Gosh, I didn't do my first video until April, when I started doing TikTok videos with a nun. And my son, Julian, he's the one that does a lot of my videos. I do like the voiceovers, but he does a lot of the really neat stuff. And so we first put out our video in April, and then we just started going from there. And when I started seeing like the numbers and the likes and the follows, and it just like, just this morning I said thank you for my 10,000 followers.
10,000. Wow.
That to me, that's like 10,000 people like following me.
Wow.
And then I have like almost 225,000 likes on my videos, and people just be liking and liking. They comment. So I really felt like within the last few months, it's like, wow, this really taken off. And then when people were calling me, like you, for instance, with this interview, I have people saying, hey, can you come to this show that we're having, or can you come to this event that we're having? So it really felt like a celebrity status, like, hey, these people really love the nun, which is awesome.
I think it's already gotten there as far as the celebrity status. Because I know when I first saw it, it was at North Star Mall. I think it was there through the food court. And I saw them like, what is this? And then I said, oh, I got to get a hold of this person. So that was the reaction that I had. So I can imagine that times 10,000.
Yes.
Can you, I know you've done a lot of events, parties, all different kinds of things. So can you kind of talk a little bit about some highlights from certain events that you've done, like scares or parties or things that really stuck out in your mind, like that are memorable, that you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe I did that?
So the most memorable was not too long ago. Of course, Regal had invited me. They were going to do a Conjuring marathon, and they asked if I would appear at their theater. And so I had my backdrop. We were doing a bunch of scares. It was really, and that was at the Northwoods. And then the Quarry asked me, hey, would you mind coming and doing a weekend over here? So I ended up going there, and this moment is just so, I wish we had it on camera, but I don't. We were there talking and standing and talking with my group, and I see a family walk in, and this little girl must have been maybe about 6 or 7 years old. She saw me, and her face just lit up, and she starts waving and waving, and then she just starts running, and she has her arms wide open, just come running to me to give me a hug. And I just thought that was so cute, and I gave her a hug. And then her mom and her parents came over, and they were like, she loves scary movies. She absolutely loves scary movies. And then there, of course, can we take a picture? Oh yes, of course. So that it's just priceless, because just the joy on her face, the happiness on her face. I'll always remember that moment.
Man, you must have taken like thousands of pictures with people by now.
Oh yes.
And
Yes.
I can imagine, if I know you told me that story about going to the Pappadeaux, and if people are in there eating, and they they see you
Yeah.
walk in.
Yeah, they see me, and at first they kind of they're looking, and then they're like, well, should we ask her? What do you think we should ask her? And then they'll come by. We didn't want to bother you, but can we? I said, of course. I always say, of course. I don't care if I'm eating. I don't care where I'm at. That's what I'm here for. I love my fans. I love that they want to take a picture with me, and I'll never, ever, ever say no. I can't right now, because that'd be kind of silly. And I, of course, usually when I go to the restaurants, it's after I've done an event, after I'm done, I go to the restaurants. But every restaurant I go to, the employees, can we take a picture when you're done eating? Of course, yeah, that's what I'm here for. And it's still exciting, even in the restaurants. I've had people buy me drinks. Yeah.
Well, I believe that.
Yeah, they'll come by and they slap a 20 and be like, thank you for taking a picture. The next beer's on me. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's neat.
How did that and I was going to ask you about this too, that roller skating event go? Because that's kind of a different thing, I guess. Not really, but
I mean, it is for somebody to be in character and cosplay
to
and it's scary
skate.
and go skating. Yeah, and when I was a kid, roller skating was my thing. I mean, we were there every weekend.
Oh, okay.
And so I've gone a couple of times, and once you do it as a young kid, and then when you start doing it as an adult, it's kind of a little bit scary. But I went out there and just having fun, and that's what my content is about. I want it to be different things. The nun doing skating, the nun going to a Spurs game, the nun going to a Cowboys game. I went to Houston's game, with the Rangers. That was super fun.
Oh yeah,
Again,
the Astros game.
yeah, and that was my first game I'd ever been to.
And you went in there like that?
I went as the nun, yes. And people think it's just exciting, and they're like, what's going on? A lot of times I just tell them I cosplay, and I just go to different places and shoot video and dance. I know if those of you that don't follow me yet, once you do, you're going to see I dance a lot. I love to dance different places. What better of life than to do the things that you love to do? And I love Halloween. I love to dance, and I love people in general. So it's a dream come true, really.
That's awesome, because I saw that clip where you had everybody engaging, doing the lean like a cholo. So.
Yes. Yes.
And then that's cool.
I try to involve people too.
Yeah,
I
that
get
is
them
really
involved. People that are going to the movies. My son, he worked as a car salesman, and he's just good at. He's a people person as well. So we'll be like, hey, you want to do a dance video with a nun, and you get volunteers, and that's how we come up, with our videos, and it's fun. It really is. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, though. And so, with that being said, are there any other cosplayers that you want to do other videos with, or that you haven't met yet? I know the clown one. I saw that with a cutter.
Yes,
but
yes.
have you contacted any other ones, or do you know any other ones that that you I guess network with?
I don't know too. I mean, I'm getting to know. This. I didn't realize that the horror scene, the horror business, is such a big. I mean, there's a lot of events going on all the time. There's a lot of cosplayers. I've met Pennywise, who's also local here. We were at the Haunted Dollhouse at one of their events, the Haunted Dollhouse Museum, and we actually did a little dance together too. But yeah, I would definitely like to do a lot more videos with more cosplayers. I think I was a little bit intimidated to ask Cutter, because he's just this big, scary, looking clown dude. And then when I asked him, I said, well, what's the worst he could say? No, So I asked him, and he said, yeah, sure. But then he said, I don't dance. I said, well, that's okay. Just stand in the background. That's all you got to do is just stand there, take your gun, and just go with it. And he did, and he loved it. He thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I know. When I first saw that, I'm like, is this the guy from House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yes. He's big. He's been doing it for 14 years.
Wow.
So I'm in awe of him, and that what he does, and I take whatever whatever pointers he can give me. And he's the one that initially contacted me and invited me to Fear Fest, which is a huge event that's going to be at Henry B. Gonzalez in November. So they have a clown society, but
Oh, wow.
but they want to include slashers. So I guess I'm included as one of the slashers because he invited me, and I thought that was amazing. It's pretty awesome.
Now, you had mentioned that museum. Was that when the Annabelle doll was here?
So that was at the Black Swan, the Haunted Dollhouse Museum. That's located on Hildebrand, and it's a pretty neat place. If you haven't been there, go. I was invited to go and check it out, and then I've gone to events. They have events there all the time, so it's a really fun place for those that like paranormal stuff. But the Annabelle doll was at the Black Swan. I didn't get to see her. They tried to get me in there. I didn't go, because the tickets were sold out. But I did go to the vendors. There's a lot of vendors all the time at those places, and they sell a lot of really cool stuff. I have a lot of my nun stuff I've gotten from the vendors that I found, but they don't sell a lot of nun stuff.
Oh, okay.
But when I do find something, I'll snatch it up.
So, what's your nun collection like? Do you have a lot of stuff?
I do. I have stuff from local artists. I had a couple. One artist that he painted the nun on a suitcase. One of the roller suitcases.
Oh, okay.
So I have that. I have probably like 3 or 4 paintings from local artists that they painted the nun. So anything I find with a nun. And then, of course, I have like pops and little figurines and my little Lego, cups and stuff. There's not a lot of merch for the nun, but
No, not really.
no. But when I do find it, I like I said, I snatch it up.
Yeah, because I think we have the same keychain.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's the one. I'll show it to you real quick. This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I have that one, and I have another. I've found like 3 or 4 different ones so far. But like
Wow.
I said, whenever I go to these events as the nun, I do go looking around at the other vendors and what they're selling, and every once in a while I'll find some nun stuff. So I'll buy it for my collection.
Wow, that's awesome. You've got so much stuff going on right now. So, I guess so. In closing with this interview, can you tell people how to reach you for either parties, appearances, and other occasions, or where you're going to be, like the Fear Fest you said? Can you just elaborate on where you can be found here in the next, especially for October?
Yes, October. So October's really busy. I just booked an appearance yesterday. I have a wedding next weekend. So I do a lot of that stuff. But yes, definitely check out Fear Fest. I'm sorry. Fear Fest, November 15th and 16th. And it's going to be at the Henry B. Gonzalez. They're going to have so many people. They actually asked me if I would set up next to the 2 Conjuring actors that are going to be there.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
the one Judy Warren, who plays the daughter,
Uh-huh.
Judy Warren, she's gonna be there. And then the actor that plays, he's like a camera helper. I don't know his name, but he's gonna be there. So them 2 are gonna be there, and they actually want me to set up near them. So that's gonna be really neat. And I'll be selling my merch, and I'll be taking pictures and photos as well. So that's gonna be coming up. If you want, I do appearances, I do birthdays, quinceañeras, weddings. I do all kinds of stuff. So you can either, DM me on my social media through Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. TikTok is my main one. That's my main one that I use. That's going to be Jessica_the_nun. Or you can give me a call, 726-246-9116. And definitely I'll let you know about the prices and set up a date to make your party or event or whatever memorable. Because it is. We have fun. I have a lot of fun.
I'm sure, and I'm sure October is probably getting pretty tight for you right now.
It is. So October, I did get a message from McIntyre's. They're trying to get me to go there for maybe an hour, and that's located near North Star Mall. I just went the other day, and they have a big screen. They have a lot going on. They're gonna have like some Halloween fest there. So I'm waiting for that to close up. But I already got 3 parties booked for Halloween night. So from like 10 at night to 2 in the morning, I'm already booked. Yeah, so I knew it was going to be busy. But I kind of feel bad, but I don't feel bad, but I do, because from October 25th to October 30th, I'm taking a Halloween cruise, and the nun is going to try to win a contest, Halloween costume contest, on the cruise that I'm taking.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's going to be, the nun goes on a cruise. So I'll be going to Yucatan and Cozumel. So that's going to be another exciting. And a lot of people have called me for those dates, like the 25th, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be on a cruise. I'm not going to be here, but yeah. So a lot of stuff happening in October.
I believe it, and I'm sure you're going to be busy probably throughout the rest of the year too, and then who knows where else this is going to go once, because when I first saw your video, ever since then it seems like everything has just gone viral. It's just gone, like, all these people have reached out to you. You said you even heard from people that are from Fort Worth or Houston, or come see me. I don't know if you've gotten any like from out of state, like I'm in Las Vegas or I'm in California. Or...
I do. I've had one from Vegas, and the other day it was one from Brooklyn. They're like, "Oh my God, come to Brooklyn!" People shouting out from Virginia. You know, all they'll let me know where they're sending their love from. You know, when I first started this, I wasn't a very big like social media person, but it's really important to me. And my son also stressed that, you know, the importance of staying connected with your fans. So, you know, I'm there making sure that I answer their comments, or I message on their comments. I message back to them, because I know it means a lot when somebody like even hearts your stuff. It means a lot, and so I really like to stay connected with my people. And you know, my son also too, check his video, he's at Believe Julian. He does amazing videos. You know, we give big thanks, and everything is glory to God. It's always going to be glory to God, and we're thankful and grateful for everything that's been happening and what's going to happen in the future. And but he does have amazing videos. He makes my videos, and I'm so proud of him as well.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, well, I guess we'll end it like that. And so I appreciate you taking your time once again, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you at Fear Fest. And I guess we'll just watch for you when you pop up here and there, lurking around the city.
Yes, and you know what? I really do, honestly, I do make flyers. So if something does pop up, I always put it in my social media so that people will know where I'm at. So like, let's say I'm going to do an event, I'll do a flyer and I'll say, hey, this is where I'm going to be. And people respond. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to go see you. So yeah, I'll definitely keep everybody updated on where I'm going to be or what event I'm going to be at, so you guys can come see me.
And we will. Okay, with that, I'll just say thank you so much. I appreciate this. And we'll be looking for you at the Fear Fest coming in November.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. And we will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.